Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to episode 2 of What If Civilization Starts Over. Last episode, we saw the formation of France, Germany, and China, and the breakaway of Vietnam from China. So, yeah, if you're enjoying, please be sure to like for more. Yeah. So, first thing that we are going to see is the French are going to be um exploring down here and here. It's about where their exploration will stop though, as they are going to begin to claim some land. And that claim, it is going to look something like just give me a second. Is that all good? Yeah, it's fine. And so they're done exploring into Iberia, but they're not done exploring, period. Because they're going to explore along the Italian coast, kind of come up, but they're going to stop because they can't go anymore this way because of the Himalayas. Anyways, yeah. So let's go over to Germany. So here, last episode, they took Denmark, but they didn't take these islands. So they now are going to discover these islands. And they are also going to fully take them. Yeah, I did add capitals too. So France's is right here. Germany has his right there. Vietnam's is right there, and China's is right there. But back up to Germany. They're not done there. I feel like up here they're gonna take some of, well, not take, they're gonna explore this area of Sweden. There's a small little southern part that they're gonna explore. And then they're gonna come over here, maybe like that. Yeah. Let me fix that. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And then also explore over into here. Down into here, but they do kind of get like blocked off by the Himalayas because you can't really go there. Let's give them some more land. Go into North Belt, not Belt. What's I say called? Netherlands, and then take more of Germany, and then also a little bit more right here. Yeah, they can have some of Poland. Why not? And yeah, give them, yeah. Okay, that's good for Europe right now. Head on over here to Southeast Asia. Um, they're gonna explore a little bit inland and also come way up here with all their explorations. Find this whole thing. And then I will, I don't know how much to give them, but I'll give them this whole peninsula. That could. Oh yeah, that's plenty of land. And then they are going to discover Korea. Up here, they'll discover it, and they'll also discover this island and this area down here. And they'll also discover that this is all one big peninsula, and they'll link up. And then I'm not gonna have them fully discover the peninsula just yet, but they will do that at some point. They're gonna set up multiple very small colonies, like one right there, one right there. Um, One right there. That's actually not too small, but whatever. And then we'll give them, I'll give them this island. And then they'll have this right about there. Now they will eventually link up these colonies, but that's not going to be right now. We're gonna see, actually, I'm not gonna explain just yet. They're gonna do some exploring. Obviously, they're gonna, explore a little bit inland. Oh, not that much. Yeah, explore inland some. Okay, that's about all they're gonna explore in for now. However, they are going to continue their exploration over here, and they're gonna fully explore this whole area. Let's give them some expanded territory, why don't we? So Vietnam, I'm gonna get all that. And like there's some uprisings happening down here. What? You know what? I'll make them purple. Some people that say that they broke away from China to not expand as much, and they're just expanding. You know what? I'll probably just cut that part out of the video, honestly, because that's just a couple minutes of me messing around with the settings, and you guys don't want to see that. And then, but they will begin their push up into Vietnam to free the peoples from Vietnamese rule, because they do see them as expansionists. I mean, that's not what their attempt is, but once they do begin reaching up into this kind of, I wouldn't say exactly core land. Their core land is more like, okay, maybe it is core. The core land's like this area, kind of. But this is core enough to where they say, hey, let's sign peace with the rebels. Let me drop a peace treaty. Okay, so we are gonna see this as the peace treaty. Let me place the capital right around, be a little smaller. I would say this was probably about the core heartland of the rebellion, so that's right where it's gonna be. Sorry if this video is getting a bit long. I don't think it is, but it might be. Sorry if it is. They are gonna explore. What the heck? Oh, that would be the problem. Okay, so they're gonna just explore a little bit, but they are kind of economically drained from that war, so they cannot do too much. Also, the French by now more than likely explore this whole thing. And they've probably also taken a good portion of it too. Like that-ish. But now this French Empire is getting quite big. So we're going to see this Pink Country. They're going to be declaring their independence. Well, not declaring their independence, but like moving everything down here. And their capital is going to be, right here. Right down here in Gibraltar. Why not? Okay. Ooh, that's not a good border. Let's fix that. Something like that. And also something like that. And something, I don't know, that. See if that looks any better. Not really. Okay, if I give them that, that's okay. This still does not look good. Well, whatever. That'll be fine. The French pretend they didn't actually lose any land. I just needed to really fix that. That looked horrible. And anyways, obviously there's native tribes everywhere, but all of Italy, a king will unite Italy under the rule of the Roman Empire. And yes, this is gonna get very big, just like Rome did in real life, but honestly, who cares? Okay. And now they don't really care about exploring out there. However, they are going to explore out in the ocean as for. Now, I don't want to say they're as advanced as the French, but they're pretty advanced for. I don't know. Something like that. Should I start their conquest this episode? How long is it? Okay, this video is 15 minutes long. I'll keep recording. They can have their conquest today. So anyways, they will come raging through. They're not gonna invade France, but because they're not stupid. France is stronger than them. But yeah, they were gonna invade all those tribes and stuff. They're much weaker than them. And at this point, they will actually develop like some exploring stuff. And I'm not gonna really want to say that this is explored, but I'm just gonna say that that's explored because why not? And I'll also they will be exploring quite a bit because they want their empire to be very big, so they are going to want a large area to map out. They are very interested in getting all this age, very interested in getting all this nice Adriatic coast. And then they will also start taking down into Albania. Obviously not Albania, but like what would be Albania today? Okay, there we go. One last event of today. The discovery of Britain. The French will discover Britain. Now, not too much of it, just like southern England, but this is still huge. As not, well, I was gonna say French don't set up too big of a colony here, but something about that, claiming all of it. And I will actually give them, make them claim a little bit more, because they're feeling very imperialistic, and they will actually meet up with the border of Germany. Okay. Oh, I forgot to give the Romans a capital, which it's obviously going to be in Rome. Okay. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of What If Civilization Started Over. I will be trying to post daily, but if I can't, then so what? Okay, well, see you hopefully tomorrow. Bye.